Hello, everybody. I am back. All right, guys. So, the reason this video got sanctioned in the first place or striked out was because I said that patent went, inside when it don't. When it goes outside somewhere, as supposedly says. But I hadn't researched that patent in a couple years. I found it when the con job was going on. and they were talking about all the cocktails. And a lot of people had thought that was going in the cocktail, and it don't go in nothing, but it could become a wearable or something, and it does link up to cryptocurrency. Now the patent is 060606 if you want to go check it out. I did load that up. It should be going on about now. So you should get the info on it. Also, I want to talk about my backup channel, Soul Sense. I couldn't call it Soul Senses. I called it Soul Sense because other people have Soul Senses. But basically, the reason I wanted to do this to begin with was to teach people about spirituality and how that we're in a spiritual war, and they are trying to keep us from our creator. Now, that's what I was talking about on the cybernetics. And it talks about cybernetics being the study of controlling animals and, well, it says animals and machines. But this next document I'm going to read to you, which you find on the Ascension glossary, under silent weapons, talks about using those on humans. So I'm going to read silent weapons to you guys. Okay, so far so good. It's snowing outside, so I'm not expecting my recordings to go good. By the way, this is a recording, and I will start putting that in my videos because my software makes it look like that I'm live. I am doing a live at 11:33 today. I think I might change the time. But we're going to call it Supernatural Sunday, and I will be doing Supernatural Sunday from now on. And I will be doing Tarot Tuesdays. And I also am going to be starting a Thirsty Thursday. And what we're going to do on Thursdays is we'll have a topic, and I can invite people up on those days. From now on the tarot ones, I'm not going to have people come up. I'm just going to have you put your questions in the chat. Now, if someone does want to come up and co-host with me, that's fine. I know sometimes Ironton Auditor likes to jump in, and that's fine with me. Also, Sovereign Soul sometimes jumps up there, and that's fine with me if you all aren't interested, or anybody else. If anybody else is interested and would like to jump up and co-host with me, you can. That's fine with me. So I want to go through this silent weapons thing, which you guys see on your screen right there. You go to ascensionglossary.com. Now it says, although the origin of the quoted document below remains unknown, many of the concepts expose mass manipulation techniques right out of the NNA playbook used for producing slavery in the masses. The following examples are quotes taken in directly from the Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars document as a strong case study for understanding the slave owner controller or mindset that is used to divide and conquer humanity. People are beasts of burden and stakes on the table by their own choice and consent. Sorry. People that will not use their intelligence are no better than animals. Thus, when you assume the appearance of power, people soon give it to you. Low class elements of society must be trained and housebroken in order to be brought under total control. The quality of education given to the lower class must be the poorest to generate the schism of ignorance so that the inferior class is unable to comprehend the power structure and knowledge of the superior class. The lower class family unit must be disintegrated by the process of increasing preoccupation of the parent and the establishment of government operated daycare centers for the occupationally orphaned children. Keep the public entertainment below a sixth grade level. Use difficult to detect weapons such as advanced technology, economic manipulation, destruction of the family, and an intentionally inferior educational system. We talk about that a lot, that our education system is set up on purpose to dumb us down. Now, when I first started my channel and I started saying that, people would get offended at me. But let's look at this a little bit before I go on reading. Do you guys, my age group probably remembers when we did base 12 math, which meant you could even count on your knuckles, and the odd numbers would be the higher ones, and the even numbers would be your lower knuckles, and it was base of 12, 3, 6, 9. Those are the numbers we use. Now, base 10 math is set up a little bit different. Okay, looks like we were having a little bit of trouble there, but base 10 math is set up a little bit different. And I homeschool my grandchildren, that it's set up to, instead of teaching you division, instead of teaching you addition and subtraction, it walks you into it on like a scale of counting things or putting things in groups or so on. And even algebra walks you into it with this crazy setup that normally normal people wouldn't be thinking about. We would be thinking about a different way to set it up, or the right way to set it up. But they take you the long way around. And if you've noticed, and I noticed when I was in school, every math teacher had a different way of showing you the same thing. They want to show you the long way around to get the math problem, when normal people will be sitting there saying, hey, blah, 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 here it is, here's the answer. And your kid is sitting there 2 hours later trying to get the answer on a simple equation. Base 10 is set to confuse our kids. Now, so where was it at? An intentionally inferior educational system. Experience has proven that the simplest method of securing a silent weapon and gaining control of the public is to keep the public undisciplined and ignorant of the basic system principles on the one hand, while keeping them confused, disorganized, and distracted with matters of no real importance on the other hand. Sleight of the hand. Ironton Auditor talks about that a lot. He's a magician. So you got sleight of the hand, bread and circus. I'm going to give you the bread and circus over here, so that while you're entertained over here, you're not going to see that I'm really attacking you and taking you down. Now, a lot of people have woken up to this stuff and understand that they're just not buying into it anymore. People just aren't buying into. A lot of people started waking up during the con job, and amen to that. That's all I got to say. Which even that is, they got us saying amen for something different. Okay. Experience has proven that the simplest method of securing silent weapons and gaining control of the public is to keep the public undisciplined and ignorant of the basic principal systems. One that is hard, while keeping them confused. Already read all that. Continue to promote private silent wars against the ignorant masses to shift the control into the hands of the worthy few. This form of slavery is essential to maintain some measure of social order, peace, and tranquility for the ruling upper class. It brings me to mind of the regions that we're about to be cut up into, and the food supply chain. It's really, we're gonna, if you haven't noticed it yet, you're really gonna notice it, and it's done on purpose. It's been done on purpose, and in some ways, I kind of feel like David Dubine does from ADAP 2030. I will mention him in the comments. You need to go check him out. He talks about the cycles and how it's changing the weather. Not to mention, we've already manipulated the weather and sprayed all these particles up there that, are blocking the sun, which we are already in a cycle minimum with the sun. Some of this stuff is meant to be happening. We're the ones, or they are the ones, spraying stuff and trying to manipulate the weather and making it worse and calling it climate control or climate change. It is climate change by the hands of the deceivers. Okay. Social engineering requires a correlation of great amounts of consistently changing economic information and personal data. So computerized data processing systems together profiles are necessary to predict when and how society will arrive for computation. Eventually, every individual element of the structure should come under computer control through the knowledge of personal preferences, such as knowledge granted or guaranteed by computer association of consumer preferences with identified consumers via association with the use of a credit card or a latter, a permanent tattooed body number. The general public refuses to improve its own mentality in its faith in its fellow man. It has become a herd of proliferating barbarians and a blight upon the face of the earth. Therefore, the silent weapon is a type of biological warfare. It attacks the vitality, options, and mobility. Let me remind you, I don't know where this document come from. We are just role-playing. So far, I don't think I've said anything that'll get this video nixed, but we'll see. Okay, so therefore, let's see, it attacks the vitality, options, and mobility of the individual of a society by knowing, understanding, manipulating, and attacking their sources of natural and social energy. Natural energy. They attack our natural energy, our body, our light, our energetic body becoming damaged. And that eventually damages. Let's see, I need something to write on. D. It eventually damages that. Dun dun dun. That's what I'm going to start calling it. Diversion keeps the people compliant and prevents them from seeing what is really going on. So, if you're focused on race wars or you're focused on we already know we have bad cops. We already know that they want to and do things to us and take our rights away. We already know all that. But if you're focused on that more than you are your soul, because remember, my soul has a body. My soul is controlling this. So they want you to not know that. Okay. I am going to change my live stream. I need a couple more hours. So I'm going to change the live stream, but I'm going to put this up as soon as I get done. Okay, so thus the controllers intend that the master-slave mentality is to be propagated and controlled through the continual social engineering of mass broadcasts of fear-based thought forms. As who and what you fear is ultimately what owns you. Whoever controls your mind controls your soul. Mind is soul. Soul is mind. This is another profound reason why we must clear our fears and choose love instead, which leads us back into eternal source. So basically, if they can keep us controlled out of our soul and away from who and what we really are, keep from finding our true God light, then they can keep us here. Anyways, I read this stuff because I really feel like that we're getting close to the end of a time. I don't think the world has ever really ended, but we're getting close to the end of a time. And I really feel like that they can keep our souls here, especially if you're talking about evil or not evil, God or devil. Okay, if you think of the lines of that, that is what they are trying to do, is to take our soul. And in order to do that, you have to control someone's mind. So, all right, guys, I hope this was informative. I like this video better than the first one that got me kicked off. I hope you understand. Cybernetics is the study of controlling the masses, of controlling humans, of controlling animals, of controlling machines. And they want to connect us too. And if you don't believe me, go look up 2020's Davos meeting. That's what they were talking about. They talked about transhumanism. When I said that on that video that got me kicked out, it was the truth. It's true. It's true. It's real. So I hope this video was good. I hope it don't get me kicked off. Everybody have a good day. I'm glad I'm back. Can't wait to see you for Supernatural Sunday.